Okay, so today I want to clean and kind of do some maintenance on an old Recurve bow that I bought. It is a Pearson Renegade, shown here, which is a really nice old bow, which I believe is from either 1973 or 1975. The reason why I know it's those years, or believe that it is those years, is because it's made of brown marblewood. And those were the Renegade was only made out of brown marblewood during two specific years, 1973 and 1975. During 1974, 76, and 77, they were all made out of black marblewood, which actually sounds pretty cool. I've seen photos of them. They do look pretty cool as far as bows look. I like the brown one. It looks pretty cool to me. So the problem with this bow is that I bought it last year and I've never actually cleaned it. And usually when I get a new bow, number one, I go through the process of dating it to try to figure out what year, what vintage bows is, well, as far as that goes. Dating the vintage bow, figure out what year it's actually from. So as far as I can tell, this one's from either 73 or 75. And I haven't, there is some manufacturing numbers on here, which maybe if somebody knows more about the manufacturing numbers, they can help me narrow it down to whether this is 73 or 75. It does say 873 on there up front, so maybe it's from 73, but maybe that's just a number, and I have no clue. But whatever, I need to clean this. So what I'm going to need here is some paper towels. I also have some mineral oil and some linseed oil, which I may decide to oil up the bow later. And I also have two different kinds of sandpaper, should any parts of it I feel need sanding. This one's 60 grit. I think this one's like 300 grit, I'm not sure. It doesn't actually say on the back. And at some point, I'm also going to wax the bowstring because it's a little dry. It needs to be waxed. So things to do today. Now, if you've never cleaned a bow before, you know that these things can, or you don't know, you wouldn't know that these things can actually get quite dirty. They get like a buildup of wax from people getting their fingers on the bowstring, and then they put their hands on the handle, and then they get waxy like a plume all over the place. So we needed to clean this up a bit. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to take a little bit of water, and I'm just going to do a quick rinse over with water. And I'm going to just tilt the camera a little so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay. And basically what I'm just doing here is trying to get rid of dust that is on the bow. Hey Richard, you awake? So I just want to clean all the dust or anything off here, any grime, and anything that's left over that after I've cleaned it with the water, I will know that that's stuff that I need to get rid of using sandpaper or otherwise. I have in the past also used cleaning alcohol. I find that is handy for cleaning things. Although I find it's also not necessary all the time to be using cleaning alcohol. It's just a little overkill. Hey Richard, are you thirsty? Would you like a bottle? There you go. No, you don't want a bottle. How about a cracker? Daddy gives you a cracker. There you go. Yeah. Daddy's trying to do a video, and that's fun by itself. Okay? And if anybody's curious, I do have a video of Richard checking out my new arrows I got a while back, and you can go check that out, and he's adorable. Okay, so I think pretty much done here with the water. There are some spots here where there's like scratches that I can see. I'm going to have to have a look at that. Now, we'll just see here. Now, is this I'm just going to do like a little test spot with the sandpaper. I don't like sanding the finish off of the bow. I just want to level out the scratches that are in the bow itself. And this is one of the reasons why I also like oiling my bows. I find that you can basically, like, you see how it's changed color here? There you go. But that's so much smoother now, which I like. Okay, so that was good. So, a little nick there. I think I'm okay with that nick. There's a big scratch here on the handle, right there. That's not good. What I don't like is this, like this coloration here. It looks like there's paint on there. So I'm gonna scrape that off the sandpaper. Now you might think I'm doing more damage to the bow than, you know, with the sandpaper, but you know what? I'm going to oil this up afterwards, and you know what? It's gonna look amazing. Hey, Red Shoe, playing with your toy? Okay. This little bit, like, I think somebody put a sticker or something like that, or tape on the lid. Something here. It's mostly gone. Scratches off. That's good. Okay. Let's see any other spots here. Looks like there's tape on here too. Okay. A little scratch there. Okay. That's nice. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take some water again. Fresh piece of paper towel. You're like, wait, wasn't that the same water you were drinking out of earlier? Yes, yes it was. I'm not that worried about the paper towel and my drink. And I'm just going to throw the drink out later anyway. And then, new drink. Oh look, it's water. It's not that hard. Okay. So clean some of the dust off that I just made from the sandpaper. Okay, everything's looking nice and shiny. That is good. Go, that's better. Not one of these people who are worried about wasting water, because you know what? If the water is clean in the first place, and then it goes into the septic tank, that's water that doesn't need to be purified. What difference does it make? It's already clean in the first place. It's just extra water going into the system. Extra clean water. Why are you worried about this, people? It's the same thing for, like, okay, and if you use like paper for something and then you recycle it, it's just extra paper going into the recycling industry. Are you really wasting the paper? No, you're just recycling it. It's not that big of a deal. I don't understand these people that make a big deal like, oh, you're wasting paper or you're wasting water or whatever. Just because you've got it stuck in your head that everything you use is somehow being wasteful, even though it actually gets reused. The water doesn't disappear. It's not like it ceases to exist. Listen to me, now I'm ranting. Okay, that looks much better. And you'll notice here that the discoloration is gone just from me going over the water. That will change again when I oil it. It'll basically give it like a fresh oil finish. Okay. And you'll notice I'm going to go through quite a few paper towels during this process. So that's another one that's gone. Now, a lot of people have different rules and whatnot when it comes to using oils and oiling the bow. Some people like using deer grease or bear grease, you know. For the people that actually have that available, I like mineral oil, and I also like linseed oil. Linseed oil is also used for like oil painting, and it smells nice, which I like. I do know some people who also use bacon grease, which I think is kind of awesome that your bow smells like bacon. But not for me. No, I don't want my bow to smell like bacon. Other people could do that, not me. I'm not doing that. It's just, I'd have dogs walking up to me and be like, your bow smells good. No, that's not happening. So, I will start, usually, with the mineral oil. And it doesn't take much. This stuff is very slippery. Some people use it in bed. Richard, you didn't hear that. Okay. So you notice I didn't put much on there. It's just very little, and I'm basically just oiling the wooden parts of the bow. I'm not so worried about the limbs. Richard, are you trying to climb out of there? Wow, such an active baby. Where did you get that from? Yeah. Mommy's not here right now, but if you'd like to leave Daddy a message, he will get right back to you. Okay, I'll give you a cracker. You want a cracker? Yeah? Okay. There you go. Num num num. There we go. Happy baby. Falls asleep more often. Isn't that a good thing? Okay, so you'll notice I'm going over some sections over like multiple times, and I find that's just my personal level of perfectionism, that I like to have just that little bit extra oil on there. Now, some people will actually oil the bow multiple times, okay, and I do agree with doing that. So you would oil the bow one day, then you'd wait like a few days, and then you would oil it again. So you give it multiple layers of oil, so it just becomes this oil slick, rich wood finish. Okay? So I'm going to do 2 layers today, and if I remember, I will do another layer a couple days from now. If I remember. It's hard to remember things necessarily that you're supposed to do when you're, taking care of a baby, and lessons to teach. In my case, archery lessons. Okay, this looks really nice. See how nice and shiny that is now? Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, okay. And the good thing is, it doesn't smell like food, so you're not tempted to eat it. Oil, yes. I'm just going to clean up this spot right here where I sanded. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, so, Rich, don't grab Daddy's bow. When you're older, you can grab your own bow. Oh, it's a game now, huh? Grab Daddy's bow and yank it. There you go. Okay, now, Daddy wants to go one step further here. I'm going to use some linseed oil. Now, years ago when I studied bow making, with Mike Musel, who's a local bow maker here, a bowyer, bow maker, bowyer, whatever you want to call it, here in Toronto. Mike Musel. So he taught a nice class, and it was very good. And I learned a lot of stuff during the class. And we made like 3 bows during that. And oh, linseed oil smells good. You can get high off this stuff. Just smell it. Oh. Okay, so yeah, we made 3 bows during that class, and I remember he used a specific kind of oil on his bows. Now, I don't remember what oil that was. I just remember it was expensive. There are many different kinds of oils you could use. There's no requirement that you have to use a specific kind. Okay. This looks nice. Oh, it smells nice too with the linseed. Oh, people cook with this stuff, I think. It's not like vegetable oil or yeah, I suppose you could use vegetable oil if you really wanted to, but or olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, which apparently extra virgin oil you only use like either low heat or high heat. I can't remember which, but if you use it on the wrong type of heat, it ruins it. So why bother using it for the ones that you know, if you don't know what you're doing, don't use extra virgin olive oil. Yay, cooking device. And if I can't remember which one it is, maybe I should not be using extra virgin olive oil. Okay, this looks nice. I just like how nice and shiny it looks. Okay, so that one's gone. Another paper towel hit the dust in the garbage pail, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a plain piece of paper towel, which is clean, and I'm going to basically just sort of dry it off a bit. So my goal here is actually to remove any excess oil that is not sinking into the wood. And I'm not going to like do this excessively. I just want to give it more like a once over or twice over, so that it looks nice and shiny. Any extra oil is, you know, more or less removed, and it looks good. Okay, now I said I wanted to wax this bowstring. So if you've never waxed a bowstring before, number 1, always string the bow before you actually try to wax it. So you get out your handy bow stringer, like so. Cap that other end on there, like that. Okay. One foot goes here. Okay. There. Pull up. Oh, 1 second. I get that string off to the side a bit more. That's still not coming up to the side. Okay. There we go. There. Now it's strung. Get that bowstring out of the way. Sandpaper over there. Okay, so there we go. It is now strung. Now, some people will ask me, when should you wax your bowstring? And honestly, it really comes down to the hair. You know, if you look closely here, there's like little wispy hairs that appear on there. That's when you know you need to wax it. Okay? If you don't get any wispy hairs on there, you probably don't need to wax it. Although you can sometimes just touch it and be like, yeah, that feels dry. Yeah, it should have a waxy feel to it when you touch it. So if it's got hairs, definitely need to wax it. If it's dry, definitely need to wax it. If it's not one of those two, so if it's both waxy and there's no hairs, you don't need to wax it. So, now there are many different kinds of bowstring wax. Somewhere around here I have some more traditional wax, which is made of beeswax. This is more modern equivalent. The beeswax takes a little bit more effort to use. So, here's the thing. You don't want to get wax on your serving. This is your serving right here. And there's more serving down on the 2 ends here. If you get wax on your serving, blah, 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 Yeah. Yeah. If you get wax on your serving, here or here, it acts like a lubricant. And then your serving unravels, and good luck shooting your bow with your serving unraveled. It's just going to be like a huge mess, tangled up and whatnot. Yeah. Richard, would you like another cracker? Ah. Look. Yeah, there you go. So, you don't want any wax on your serving, because the next thing you notice is it can unravel everything. Now, maybe you're like, it's got the serving's quite tight on there. Maybe you actually, melted it a fair bit, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't still unravel. Okay. So what you want to do, you take these two fingers and you go like that around the end of the serving right there, and you take the wax and you go down to the end and you stop short of where the actual serving is down there. So you stop a few inches short of that, and then you go back down this way, and then you repeat, and then you do it underneath here as well, like that. And it kind of feels like you're putting like lipstick on the bowstring. Richard, are you trying to grab my bow again? Yeah. Yeah. Guy's got a big toy. Alright. Next, you take your fingers, and you'll notice that I'm going like this and like that. So I'm rotating it occasionally. This is to prevent it from turning into like a wedge shape. So like if you only ever went like this, it would flatten the bowstring out and it would become like it would force it into like a wedge shape. You don't want that. You want the bowstring to be a nice rounded shape. So you want to occasionally rotate this so that you are using the friction from your fingers to heat the wax. Okay. And you can see there that already all the hairy bits are gone. Okay, at least from that section. And the wax is being thoroughly heated. And I am being very careful to make sure that I don't accidentally put a wedge shape into my bowstring. So, go down here. So, I mentioned before, I got this bow a year ago. This is the first time I've waxed it. I have not showed this bow very much since I got it. I've got it like a few times. And to be fair, I have 31 bows. So, I kind of go to the bow rack and be like, what bow should I shoot today? I think I'll shoot the 45 Grizzly. Or maybe I want to shoot, a 40-pound bow, or a 35, or a 55. Whichever bow I want to shoot that day, I can kind of just say, oh, which bow am I shooting today? And every time I do that, I find it's like kind of like learning how to do archery all over again, because each bow is different in its own subtle ways. It needs to, be like canted slightly differently, where you aim is slightly different. Each one is slightly different, and I find that to be a fascinating process of basically learning how to shoot that bow all over again each time you use it. Now, some people prefer just get really good with one bow, but you know what? I like variety. I am really good with a whole bunch of different bows because I shoot so often. For many years, I've been shooting 3, 4, 5 times a week, and sometimes it's nice to go to the archery range and actually just not even take a bow. I just go and hang out, because you know what? I shoot so often, I don't need to shoot constantly necessarily. Sometimes it's nice to just have like a relaxing day and not have to worry about anything. Now, with the tip, I've been kind of going near it, but not near the serving itself. So what I like to do when I get to the actual part where it's very close to the serving, my fingers have now built up a waxy film on them. So what I like to do is go up there, grip it below the serving, and then pull away from there, just like that. So grip and pull away. Okay, and the same thing is going to happen here. For the actual spot that I missed here, because my fingers were in the way, I'm just going to grip it so that I'm just picking the wax that's on my fingers. Okay, and I'm only getting it on the actual bowstring itself. I find this is a much safer way of waxing your bowstring so you don't accidentally get wax on the serving. Okay, so now I'm going to spin around, and we're going to wax the other side. So this is the repeat of the whole process. Now, when I teach students how to wax their bowstring, because this is one of the things I do, I like to teach students maintenance things like this is how you wax your bowstring. This is how you string your bow properly with the bowstringer. This is how you string your bow in a hurry if you really needed to string it in a hurry. So there are different ways to do that. Just show it there. And I'll do lectures on arrowheads, lectures on arrow spine, on fletching, so that the student is learning more about the actual equipment and how to maintain it, and so forth. Richard, would you like another cracker? Yes. Yes. You want another cracker, don't you? Here, take one. Just reach in, grab a cracker. Go ahead. Take one. There you go. Yeah? Anyone will do. There you go. Alright. And then he drops the cracker on the floor. Comedy Central here. Okay, Rich. Don't drop the cracker this time. Okay? You just want attention, don't you? Don't worry, Daddy's almost done the video. So this is the game he plays, is he'll drop things on the floor and then expect me to pick them up. And then occasionally I just refuse. I just don't pick it up. I'm like, nope, I'm not picking it up. He thinks it's funny. And he gets upset if I don't actually pick it up. He's like, why aren't you playing with me? I want you to pick things up. This is a video that will haunt him in the future. Now, this is also his favorite toy, which I refer to as Puppy, Puppy, Puppy. First name Puppy, last name Puppy, middle name Puppy. There you go, Puppy, Puppy, Puppy. There you go, Richard. Puppy, 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 Puppy. How about you play with him for a while? Alright, I think that's thoroughly waxed. And now I get the little bit of near the end there. Oh, the wax on my fingers is like an extra strong buildup of wax now on my fingers from doing all this waxing. That looks nice. This all looks good. So the bow is now clean. I figured out how to, what year this bow was earlier today. So my best guess, 73 or 75. I'm leaning towards 73 just because it actually has 873 in the front numbers there. So I'm thinking maybe that numbering system actually means something. So maybe it's 73. Maybe it's 75. I don't know. I've never confirmed. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. So that's it for this bow. It looks good. It's been waxed. And I can unstring it now and not have to worry about it. It looks really nice. Let's not get my bowstringer in a knot. That would be not good. Okay. So we take the bowstringer, one end over here, cap the other end on here, get it nicely centered, 1 foot in the middle, there, pull up, slide the bowstring down, and it is unstrung. And I don't hit my son's head with the tip of the bow, although he is trying to grab it. So, hi there, buddy. You want to play with the bow again? Well, Daddy's going to put it over there, and he's going to talk about Steve's bow. Yeah. That'll be fun, though. So, okay, so. Oh, yes. Put the wax away. Let's not forget to put the wax away. Interesting thing about wax. If you wax your bow on a hot day, the wax itself will be really hot and it will go on really quickly and easily, but the wax will have a tendency to like drip off your bow. It will just be like a little too hot, shall we say, and you'll be like, well, I waxed it, and then a lot of the wax dripped off. And then in the winter, when you wax your bow, the wax like hardens and then flakes off. So Yeah, Daddy's got a bow. It's so cool. You're not having it. Okay, yeah. So in the winter and the summer, two different problems arise, essentially, when you're waxing your bowstring. I like autumn. Autumn's good. Now, the bow that you might have noticed sitting behind me, this is my buddy Steve's bow. This is a Korean horsebow, technically. It's made in Korea. It's not a traditional Korean harang bow, which is like, when it's unstrung, it goes all the way up like this, like a pretzel almost, like it'll go like way that way. So when it's actually strung, it goes all the way back, like that, okay? And this bow is actually quite strong. It's, I think he said it was like 50 pounds or more. Steve has this tendency to get like these really strong horse bows that are like 50, 60, or 70 pounds, and he's kind of like crazy for getting all these really high poundage bows. But he likes them, so whatever, you know, he enjoys it. Now, the problem and the reason why I have this bow, number one, he's broken it multiple times. This is why this is here. This is repair jobs that have previously been used to fix this bow. The other problem here is the tip is cracked off. It's just gone. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it should look like, which is like that. Okay, so there should be the nice tip there. Okay, for the bowstring to go around. Now, that's what it should look like. But this one has just completely, it's just gone. It's ripped off, it's cracked, whatever. So he gave it to me and said, "Here you go, have a bow." And I was like, cool, I've always wanted a Korean horse bow. We got these bits here. These bits here for the, basically to give it like the bowstring a little bit of offset. Just like Saya's. And the problem here is, how do I fix this? So I'm speculating that I might be able to fix this using antler. So I would essentially remove some of this stuff here that's just useless. Drill in there, and taper the hole, and then carve out a piece of antler, which I know I can buy from the bulk barn. Bulk barn sells pieces of antler, like long pieces of antler for dogs to chew on. So I'll go there, buy a piece of antler, cut off like just the tip of it, and taper the tip so it matches a hole here, and glue that in with with some really nice epoxy, and it should work. It should be quite durable, and as long as the glue holds, that tip should be pretty much indestructible, unless the glue is horrible crap, in which case maybe I should have bought better glue. But yeah, this is a future project I need to work on, so probably do that during a video sometime. I suppose in the meantime I can use this bow for like exercising, just like just awkwardly go like this, pull it all the way back. Yeah. Right, Richard? Now, Steve said I could basically do whatever I wanted with this bow. I could turn it into a crossbow if I wanted to. I could stick wheels on it and turn it into a compound bow if I really wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually try to fix the tip there and turn it back into a proper normal horse bow. As close to a normal horse bow it can be with all the repair jobs it has had previously. So yeah, something for me to work on. Now I also have another bow that I need to fix, that the limb has just like cracked off, and I'm leaning towards turning that one into a crossbow, where I basically just like take the limb that's cracked off, even it out, take the other side, cut it right off as well, and then take those two limbs, drill holes in them to attach them to a crossbow stock with basically like a little T-beam in front. And then, yeah, there you go. New crossbow. That'll be fun. It'll be a recurve crossbow with, just, bits and pieces from an old recurve bow. Yeah, we'll see about that. Things to do in future videos. Okay, I guess we're done today, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video, and would be awesome. I would like some more subscribers. Bye bye.